Good morning everybody. This class is about the introduction on ethical hacking. So we will see what is ethical hacking and what is the history behind ethical hacking, how it evolved and what are the type of hackers, and when ethical hacking is done, what are the phases of attack in ethical hacking, and what are the common tools used, and what are the standards in ethical hacking. When we do ethical hacking, we have to set some standards, that is how it should be done. So we are going to see these topics in this presentation. History of ethical hacking, how ethical hacking evolved. In early days we had only the analog system, that is we were using only the telephone system. So the hackers they try to hack the phone system. So they are early days they are called as precursors. They just explore the phone networks, and when the internet evolved, the computers began to rise. So we had more number of computers. So the hackers had more number of chances to look into the vulnerabilities in the software and hardware. So more number of hackers also evolved since the computers evolved. So we need a system to defend against the hackers. So that is called, that system that is called as ethical hacking. So ethical hacking is nothing but we try to protect our digital assets. So before the malicious actors they begin to act. So we need to find the vulnerabilities and the flaws in our system itself. So that is called as ethical hacking. So it is nothing but, so this is also hacking, but it is done with the help of with the permission of the owner of the system. So the owner of the system, they themselves appoint a person to find the vulnerabilities and the flaws in the system. So that is called as ethical hacking. So we need to defend against this is a system to defend against the malicious actors. So the type of hackers. So when this hacking is done, the hackers they are classified into 3 classes. That is how they are doing this. That is white hat hackers, black hat hackers, and grey hat hackers. This classification deals with the purpose and the intention, why they are doing this. White hat hackers is nothing but they are called as ethical hackers. So they will do the hacking with the permission of the owner itself. So they try to protect our system and assets. So they try to identify and fix the vulnerabilities and security flaws in our system. And next one is black hat hackers. So they are the malicious hackers. So we need to protect our system from these black hat hackers. So they have some, they might have some personal vengeance, or they might do this for gaining some financial purpose. So they are called as black hat hackers. And next category is grey hat hackers. So they operate in the grey area. They also do hacking without the permission of the owner, but they won't do in some bad intention. So they will just warn the owner about the vulnerabilities in the system. So they will also do the hacking with breaking the law, but with some good intention. So they don't want any financial gain from the owner. So these are the 3 classes of hackers in the ethical hacking. And next thing is, so what are the common methodologies or strategies used in ethical hacking? How they are finding the flaws and vulnerabilities in the system. One common thing is penetration testing. In short it is called as pen test. Pen test, how they will do the pen test in the sense that they will try to simulate some attacks. So in their own system itself they will use some commands to simulate the attacks in the system, but in some control environment. So when simulating the attacks they will find the weakness in their system itself. And next thing is vulnerability scanning. It is done with the help of scanning tools. So we have many scanning tools. In the beginning level we have many port scanning tools. So when we study the basics of network, there are many basic networking commands which will analyze the vulnerabilities in the target system, like nmap is one command, and then nslookup, and then trace route. These are some commands these are commands or tools which try to identify the vulnerabilities in the target system. And another common strategy is social engineering. Social engineering is we don't use any tools or something, they just try to manipulate the people in the system, and they try to gain access about some sensitive information like phone numbers, passwords. So they try to access the people and to gain some useful information from the people. So that is called a social engineering. So they don't use any direct tools. So I have given some examples of tools here. These are the tools which are used by ethical hackers, like Wireshark. It is one network protocol analyzing tool, and then Metasploit, it is a penetration testing framework, and then Nmap, it is a port scanner tool. So like Nmap, we have so many tools like NSLOOKUP. So there are some other tools like scanning tools like IP scanner, Angry IP scanner, and then firewall. So you have so much of n number of tools to find the vulnerabilities in the system. And when ethical hacking is done, it is done in five phases. So first phase, it is called as reconnaissance. Second phase, it is called as scanning, and third phase, it is called as gaining access. Fourth phase, it is called as maintaining access, and fifth phase, it is called as covering tracks. So these are the 5 phases in which ethical hacking is done. So first phase is reconnaissance. It is nothing but you need to first gain information about a target system. Without getting direct involvement or direct approach to the target system, first we try to gain information about the target system. So the strategies used for this particular phase of attack is social engineering, dumpster diving. So we don't directly use any tools to gain information about the vulnerabilities. First we try to interact with the people in the target system and to get the sensitive information from them. And next thing is scanning. So scanning is done with the help of many tools like port scanning tools and so much of scanning tools to identify the vulnerabilities in the target system. So the basic level scanning tool is used as Nmap. It is a port scanning tool. So normally it is used as a command line argument. So we will give us Nmap and we will give a space and we will give the target IP address or the target domain name. So it will identify the list of common open ports and closed ports in the target system. So likewise we have so many tools. So first we want to know for what is the ports, which are the ports open and which are the ports closed. So it will be sending packets to that particular port. So when the result, when we get the result, it means that the port is open. When we don't get the result, it means that the port is closed. So likewise it will find the open and closed port. And next thing is gaining access. So we have to exploit. So once we find the vulnerabilities and we have to gain access from the particular system, this is done by gaining access. We try to get some information from the target system. So this is done with the help of spoofing. When we get some usual information like IP address, spoofing is mainly done by using a legitimate user's IP address is used. So the hacker, they will try to hide their identity and they will try to use their the target system's user's identity, and they will send packets to them. And when some reply packets come, they will try to analyze the packet. So from analyzing the packet, they will try to get some useful information. And then next phase is maintaining access. So we need to maintain access to get some continued access is maintained to know about the target system. So how this continued access is maintained in the sense that one example for that is the hacker will use Trojan horse. Trojan horse, it's nothing but it's a piece of software. From outside it will look like a legitimate software, but it is a malicious software. So this from the malicious software, when the target system is trying to access this malicious software like Trojan horse, we can get the information like IP addresses, passwords. So likewise we can get the useful information from them. So one methodology how we can mitigate this Trojan horses, the target system may use a honeypot to mitigate this Trojan horse attack. And next one is covering tracks. This is the last phase, that is we have done all these things. First we will try to interact with the people and we try to gather some information, and next stage we just try to scan the ports and we try to identify the vulnerabilities, and by scanning the ports and we maintain the access to the system and we try to get some information, and when we gain all the information we have to cover all the traces of what we have done. So the target system should not identify what we have done, what the hacker has done. So we have to cover all the tracks, that is we have to erase all the evidence what we have done. So that is called as covering track. This is also done with the help of some command. So the Trojan horse is used with some command like PS, and then there is one command like netcat. So these commands are used for this covering tracks. And next thing is this ethical hacking, the main purpose is we want to defend against the malicious actors. So that is the purpose of ethical hacking. So we must be within the boundary. So we must understand the laws, we must not do any unauthorized access, and there are some standards which tells us how this ethical hacking is done, like NIST, OWASP and then PTES. NIST it stands for National Institute of Standards and Technology. This is an US agency. This tells about how this penetration testing should be done. And next thing is Open Web Application Security Project. So this tells about the web application vulnerabilities and the methodologies which can be used to mitigate this vulnerabilities in the web application. And next thing is penetration test execution standard. So this tells us about the methodology, how this penetration test should be done. So these are some best practices which can be used in ethical hacking. So when one wants to upskill themselves in ethical hacking, and when one want to get a job in ethical hacking, so the demands are getting increased from 2024, when we see up to 2028 the demands are getting increased. So we can upskill ourselves in this ethical hacking. We need to know many cyber security skills. So there are many certification courses in that. They all deals with the tools, and then what are the tools and framework which can be used to do this ethical hacking. So we can learn this and we can upskill ourselves, we can get a job in this ethical hacking field. Thank you.